In today's video, I am crouching down in the shrubs to point my macro lens at some pretty cool looking caterpillars. I've been busy exploring one of my favourite places, the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park, but I've come to a particular patch of grass where I found all of these really amazing looking black and white caterpillars. They're all in amongst these blades of grass, and the grass itself has got all these water droplets from the morning dew on, and I just think it's such a great opportunity to get some macro photos. I started with this shot of the caterpillar laying across these blades of grass. I was using just natural light at f3.2, so I knew I'd need to focus stack this image if I wanted more of the caterpillar in focus. I ended up using 65 focus points to blend together into this final image. Then I turned my attention to this caterpillar clinging to a blade of grass, which I shot in portrait orientation. But I don't really like what I've done here, but I thought it might still be helpful to show you what I don't like as well as what I do. Well, I've taken a few shots there, but none of them are really doing it for me. And I honestly think the reason is just that it's a boring shot. It's just a picture of the caterpillar. So I just think I'm not really trying hard enough to get the shot, because the subject is interesting. Lovely yellow and black caterpillar on the leaf, looks great, but you know, if the shot isn't working, then maybe it's because I'm not trying hard enough. I'm just going for the obvious. Focusing on the same one this time though, I'm not changing the caterpillar. I'm determined to get a shot that I like. So rather than that close-up horizontal shot, going instead for horizontal, and I'm putting it in sort of the right of the frame. Compositionally, I think this looks a little better, just because we've got a bit more sort of background, nicely defocused. It's just a slightly nicer shot, but the problem is that the background is very bright, so the caterpillar itself is falling into shadow. So I'm going to expose for that background, trying to keep a lot of that bright ambient light in, but I'm just going to try and add a little kick of my flash as well, just to actually help that caterpillar stand out from the scene. So I'm at 1/60th of a second, f3.5, and my flash is at its lowest power. I love the angle on this one down here, because it's just sort of hanging over this bit of grass, and we can just see its head. So if I go and zoom right in, manually focus right on its front, I think even that by itself is quite a nice shot. Is that its front or is that its back? How do you tell? It's a caterpillar. Pretty sure it's its front. But it's a little dark, so again, I'm just going to bring in my light. That's a bit bright. So I'm going to up my aperture to 5.6. I think these are looking really nice. That's the thing with working with light like this. It's very much trial and error. You'll take a shot and it doesn't quite have the look you want. You increase your aperture and it doesn't really work, and then bring it back down, and then you've got to change your flash settings accordingly. So it's very much, you change one setting and then you've got to tweak another. So it's a balancing act, and eventually you get it looking exactly as you want. I mean, I'm sort of pleased with it. Pretty sure it is a photo of its arse. I found one clinging to this little stick that I've been able to just pick up, and it doesn't seem to mind at all. It would make a great shot if I can find somewhere to kind of put this stick. I don't want to try and take the caterpillar off it. It's doing its own thing. But if I can put this stick somewhere where I can get a nice photo, that would be great. And maybe I could even handhold it. Okay, 3.5, autofocus. It looks awesome. It's quite happy just being here, I think. I'm going to just take a couple very, very quickly, and then I can just pop it back down in the grass because you know, it's got caterpillar business to attend to. But being able to just get it on this stick means that I can just lift it away from those leaves, separate it from its background, and get lovely depth of field as a result. Okay, let's put you back. There you go. There he goes. Oh, actually, there's another one on a bigger leaf that I've just found. I think looks really nice as well. I've got my camera quite low here. It's just hanging off sort of the edge of its leaf. But I think, as before, that bit of pop of flash is just going to really help it stand out. I actually found that going for this top-down view looks really nice. So what I've done is I've gone with f4 because that's going to give some nice shallow separation between this leaf and the background, as we can see there. And that's giving me a shutter speed of a 30th of the second. But what I'm going to do is tap on the front of our caterpillar and then on the back, because I do think I'm probably going to have to focus stack this shot. But I really like that top-down view because it really puts the caterpillar in context. It's on a leaf. I think it's nibbling the edge of it slightly. And that's what caterpillars do. That's where caterpillars are. So actually giving it a little bit more space in the frame to put that context, I think makes for a more powerful image. I was just walking along and I just happened to see that vibrant little flash of yellow against the green leaf. So I'm really pleased that, I was paying enough attention to be able to spot them because they are only tiny. And I'm in a really big outdoor area where you might never notice them. You might walk past them again and again and again and not see, but they just happened to catch my eye, and I thought it's definitely an opportunity to get some cool shots here.
But I then came back to the forest park another morning as it had been raining pretty hard through the early hours of the day, and I hoped it would help add some extra sparkle to the scene.
I just particularly like the way that this one is sort of curled around on this twig, as it were. So I'm focus stacking, starting by focusing right on its head at the front, and then as it takes the shot, it's going to move through the image, focusing across it, and hopefully I can blend those together afterwards.
Finally, I brought in my flash, hoping to create a more dramatic look that might emphasize those tiny water droplets, and I do quite like the result. But that brings me to an end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed getting a brief glimpse into how I'd go about taking photos like these. If you have enjoyed it, please hit that like button and of course consider subscribing if you don't already, and I will see you next time.